like jazz, all that and more from Setner's Mardi Gras coming up on Live at 6.
Students should not have to feel isolated in the dining hall.
Have more students concerns about dining halls and campus housing.
This is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Good evening, welcome into News Live at 6. I'm Bradley Hoppenstein.
And I'm Tyler O'Neill. Traditionally known as Fat Tuesday, yesterday marked the end of Mardi Gras celebration. Citrus TV's Cora Mayer Costa has more on how it was celebrated right here on campus. Cora?
Good evening, Bradley and Tyler. Last night, the Setner School of Music held an evening Mardi Gras celebration. Spirits were high as the sound of jazz filled this entire hallway.
Laissez le bon temps rouler, or, as they say, let the good times roll. That sentiment was echoed at Setner School of Music's evening celebration of Mardi Gras. It was the first of its kind here on campus. Dr. Teresa Chen, the director of Setner's jazz-funk combination, says this event serves to celebrate Black culture through music.
It is important for all of you to experience where everything came from.
Around 100 years ago, a new genre was born in New Orleans. With its catchy harmony, syncopated rhythms, and captivating improvisations, it's no wonder jazz has grown to become a popular genre among Billboard hits. Setner School of Music sophomore Abby Wood is glad Setner encouraged her to learn this relatively new genre.
Because it's so different. It's the other side of music in a way. So yeah, there are challenges, but once you get the hang of it, it's so much fun. You just let loose and have a great time.
And Dr. Chen made sure students and audience were having a great time. We were taken through the history of jazz in 3 parts. Performers sang in Creole to set the stage for the night before delving into the ragtime style. Students used traditional ragtime instruments like the fiddle and a washboard. The energy was maintained throughout the night as students played hot jazz. The culmination was during their rendition of When the Saints Go Marching In, where Dr. Chen marched her students down into the lobby as they played. Syracuse University Junior VJ Lachaume feels as though Dr. Chen has truly created a celebration.
You can like hoot and holler in the middle of the show. It's not like a classical setting where you have to be like stone still or anything like that.
Students had so much fun, the performance lasted an extra hour and a half. Reporting for Citrus TV News, I'm Cora Mayer Costa.
Thank you, Cora. The Residence Hall Association hosted a forum last night. Lauren Holdmeyer is here in studio with student concerns. Lauren.
Good evening, Bradley and Tyler. On Tuesday, the Residence Hall Association held their first forum of the semester for students to come and share their concerns about on-campus living conditions. While students for problems seen across the whole campus, one that resonated with many participants was issues with the dining halls.
There should be more communication between the students and the dining hall staff, so that way there's more student input on the food, the quality of it, and just ways to improve the dining hall atmosphere in general.
Allison tells me lack of communication isn't the only problem the dining halls face. Being vegetarian presents a whole new set of challenges.
I definitely feel like there is much more preferential treatment in terms of the food towards the meat versus the non-meat. All students should feel like they have a place where they can eat, and when students feel like they have limited options, it feels isolating.
After hearing students' concerns, RHA President Joel Barnes says he has some solutions in mind.
For the dining halls to be able to speak in one of our meetings during the week and try to have that event planned out. And also, I want to see if I can share the context for the respective dining halls to the people living in those locations so they can be easier access and be more transparent.
And students shared a variety of other concerns at the RHA Forum on Tuesday night, including faulty showers in Brewster and a lack of access to clean drinking water in Lawrenson. The RHA wants to remind students to first contact facility services in the building if they're experiencing problems. Reporting live in studio tonight, Lauren Holdmeyer, Citrus TV News. Guys, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Lauren. Your meal options could be changing on campus. SU's Residence Hall Association is raising issues with dining halls, saying they are limited vegetarian options and the campus's ethnic foods aren't authentic to students' cultures. Tuesday night was the first of 3 resident hall forums that will take place throughout the entire semester. The purpose being to create a line of communication between student residents, residence halls, and campus dining facilities.
And the Bandier program is continuing its question and answer series tonight. The Chief Marketing Officer at SoundCloud is speaking to students tonight about how to market products and get brand partnerships. The officer will be speaking in Whitman's Lender Auditorium in just over half an hour, so admission's free if you want to attend, but you got to head over soon.
SU Sigma Delta Tau chapter is being placed on investigative status. According to the Office of Fraternity and Sorority Affairs, the chapter is facing alleged violations of the Student Code of Conduct. The change in status means SDT is required to cease all activities. The university says there is no timeline for the investigation, and they will not be sharing further information to maintain the integrity of the investigation.
And Ash Wednesday is today, marking the first of the 40 days of Lent. Catholic students on campus are able to get their ashes courtesy of SU's Catholic Center up until 7 p.m. At 7, there will be a prayer service, so if you haven't got your ashes yet, make sure to get there as soon as possible. And Tyler, let's just take a look outside for a moment. It was pretty ugly out there today.
It was so ugly, and I was like in my office at work all day, so I didn't see any windows, so I left today, and I was like, oh my God.
Well, at least you were safe inside. I was walking between classes. I was not a happy camper today, but I was, once I got here, safe inside, reporting the news.
It must be so hard to come from Florida to come here in a school like this.
Have I ever told you, before my first semester here, I'd never even seen the snow before.
Oh, I remember that.
Quite the shift.
You were like, I can't wait to see the snow, and I was like, you're a freak.
And then it's pretty for about a week, and we hit this point of winter where I think we've all just had enough.
Yeah, I'm done with it. But now let's see if we actually are done with it. Katie Fongvongsa is here to tell us more about the weather.
You know, thanks guys. The snow started about around noon at 1 p.m. started coming down really hard, but right now it's about 31 degrees outside. Heavy snow is still coming down. Last time I was out there, 4-mile visibility if you're driving and 3 to 9 mile per hour winds. But taking a look around the region, we're going to see that Syracuse, Rome, Fulton, Penyon, and Elmira are still in those low 30s, but Rochester and Binghamton are at 28, with Lake Ontario bringing in the lake snow effect. And tonight we're going to see about a low of 29 degrees with freezing rain coming in until midnight and then going on and off from rain and sleet until 3 a.m., slowing down a little bit, 10 to 13 mile per hour winds. So probably don't want to be outside around then, but that's all I got for you guys. Back to you.
Katie, thank you. A new music festival is set to come to the original Woodstock site in upstate New York. Fans speculate it could be a rescheduling of the 50th anniversary concert that was canceled in 2019. The CEO of the concert ground says the announcement for the festival is coming soon. The original Woodstock in 1969 brought over 400,000 people to the Empire State.
The North Syracuse Central School District will open the online portal for its Universal Pre-K program on March 1st. The district will be offering the UPK program in 5 locations for the 2023-2024 school year. UPK is a state-funded program for families regardless of income to get their children a pre-K education. Once the portal is open, registration will go through the end of March.
The Baldwinsville School Board has approved Dr. Joe Barberi to be the next superintendent of the district. Barberi has served as the deputy superintendent for Baldwinsville since 2016. He'll start on July 1st when the permanent position officially becomes available. This move in light of former superintendent Jason Thompson resigning after videos of him crowd surfing at a high school football game surfaced. Hours later, he was charged with a DUI.
Syracuse police say the suspect driving a stolen car on Tuesday was not even old enough to drive. They are still trying to figure out how a 13-year-old boy got behind the wheel before leading them on a chase that damaged both a police cruiser and a person's car. The suspect is now in custody. Police did not name him, but say he was arrested and released with a later court date.
And new details on the Fulton woman who admitted to pushing her 3- and 5-year-old granddaughters into the Oswego River. She's now saying she did it because, quote, she wanted to make some memories. 46-year-old Heather Smith said in court she knew the water was cold, but they're only kids once, and the water was shallow. Smith was arrested on Monday for endangering the welfare of a child and reckless endangerment. Along with those charges, she is legally banned from seeing the children again.
The New York DMV has arrested over 100 people for using fraudulent IDs to try and obtain driving privileges in the state. The arrests come as the 102 people caught in the investigation were found to be using fake Puerto Rican driver's licenses. The suspects were looking to bypass the state written and road test required to obtain a New York State license. 4 of the suspects were living and driving in central New York at the time of their arrest.
And a state senator is introducing legislation to change the name of the Mario M. Cuomo Bridge. Democrat James Skoufis wants the bridge that connects downstate counties outside of the city to get its old Tappan Zee name back. Similar bills have been proposed by Republicans in the past, but this marks the first time a Democrat has pushed for the name change. If passed, it would take effect immediately.
Coming up on News Live at 6, just when you thought gas prices were going down, one supply chain expert says you might start seeing higher prices at the pump.
And a big storm moving through the west and northern U.S. Katie Fongvongsa will have your full weather forecast. Stay with us.
Here's to the straggly ones, the lopsided ones, the first ones, the I miss my beard ones. But hey, I look good with this ones. But no way he's grown that in a week ones. The black, brown, red, and gray ones. The, that one. The itchy ones. The never forgotten ones. The ones grown by Dad. The ones grown for Dad. The started late ones. The absolutely filthy ones. The drawn on ones. The finger ones. The pin ones. The I nearly didn't do it this year ones. And the yeah, why not ones. They all raise awareness, raise funds, start conversations, and save lives. Because whatever you grow will save a bro. Learn more at Movember.com.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
You're watching CitrusTV News live at 6 with Bradley Hoppenstein, Tyler O'Neill, and Katie Fongvongsa. Now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Gas prices here in central New York are down more than $1 since this summer's record high prices.
But you might not want to blow all the money you budgeted for gas just yet. Lindsay Fine reports.
Gas prices around the country have been steadily decreasing since this summer, and some CNYers say their bank accounts are grateful. Rochester's Leah Ender says she's saving a lot of money at the pump compared to this past summer.
I definitely notice, I'd say probably like $10 or $20 less, every time I fill up. I'm happy that they're going back down again.
The average price for a gallon of regular in Syracuse today is about $3.46, down $1.50 from this summer's high of $4.94. Prices are also down about 20 cents since this time last year.
I think it went down a little bit from last year, but I mean, I can't complain. I mean, I don't drive too much, but when I do drive, it's good that, you know, pay less for gas.
Even though the people we spoke with here today say they're happy to see those lower numbers at the pump, the expert we spoke with says he's not sure these lower numbers are going to stick around.
We've seen kind of, you know, a decrease in prices, but it probably won't last long. The refiners are going to be switching over to summer blend oil or gas, and so usually they'll shut down for a week or two, and then what happens is there's no supply that's being produced, and then prices will go up probably in April.
Penfield also says he expects this summer's gas prices to look similar to the unusually high prices we saw last summer.
It'll be very similar to what we saw last year, and then part of it is just because of the Ukraine invasion, or excuse me, the Russian invasion of Ukraine. So when you take so much oil and gas off the marketplace, you know, you're really only dealing with so much supply, and so eventually when you have more demand than supply, prices are going to go up.
From Syracuse, Lindsay Fine, Citrus TV News.
Lindsay, thank you. Prices are down. Hopefully they stay there. Now, a Syracuse family found the post-standard treasure hunt medallion yesterday. But what makes the find so fascinating? The family found the prize in just 45 minutes.
That's right, Brad. Central New York residents have been searching for nearly a week, but that would change with Joe, Ori, Angela Wright, and their 2 daughters. The family went out looking for the medallion, and after leaving Mill Run Park in Manlius, they found it in a tree trunk. The family will receive $2,000 for finding the prize. And the Central New York Home and Garden Show is returning to Syracuse this March. In just a few weeks, residents can take to the Fairgrounds Expo Center for home renovation advice, ways to save energy, and even outdoor patio inspiration.
The show will take place from the 17th through the 19th and will feature hundreds of booths and an outdoor design showcase. Attendance for the event is $10 and anyone under 16 is free. Now, a massive storm is moving along the northern half of the country, and it's forced over 1,000 flights to be canceled. The National Weather Service issued winter storm, blizzard, and high wind advisories for much of the west and northern U.S.
Record snowfall is predicted for some areas. Up to 2 feet of snow is expected in some states through Thursday. With the storm expected to move east, here in Syracuse, we're starting to get a taste of the storm. Katie Fongvongsa is here with more about how the storm will affect CNY. Katie.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Thanks, Tyler. You know, the storm is not supposed to stick around for very long, as we have a winter weather advisory in effect that started at 1 p.m. today, and it'll keep going until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, with 2 to 5 inches accumulating from snow and sleet from tonight until tomorrow morning, and ice might form just maybe about an inch. Nothing too crazy. Roads might be a little slick driving tonight, so just watch out for that. And if we take a look at this future radar, we see that green right here coming across Syracuse. That's the rain. And then the dark blue and the light blue is some snow coming across as that's moving towards Massachusetts. And, you know, as we take a look, like you said, the blizzard warnings and everything. So right now we're still in that winter weather advisory, and there is a winter storm warning up here as we move across the northern region of the United States. And back in my home state of Minnesota, there's a blizzard warning there, along with some wind advisories down here below and a possible tornado warning right here in the Tornado Valley. And in our 5-day forecast, we're going to see that it'll be about 34 degrees as a high tomorrow with a low of 20 degrees. Some showers, a snow rain mix like we're seeing right now, but that'll probably end around noon. And Friday, some snow showers, 23 is the high, 10 is the low. The lowest we'll probably see. And Saturday, mostly cloudy. Sunday, a possible chance of snow. And Monday, we're going to see those showers again. But that's all I have. Guys, back to you.
Syracuse men's basketball looks to get back into the win column on the road once again against Clemson. Find out what I have to say about the matchup on the other side. Your Citrus TV Sports Report live from Little John is on the other side.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Syracuse men's basketball looks to bounce back on the road tonight at Clemson. Welcome into Sports Live from Little John Coliseum. I'm Trey Redfield. The Orange last time out fell to Duke on Saturday, 77-55, in what was the worst scoring performance for SU since back in November, a 73-44 loss at 19th ranked Illinois. On Saturday, head coach Jim Boeheim kept it simple. His guys down low could not find bottom.
I think we were 0 for 8 with Justin and Chris, and Malik, really couldn't score, and Jesse couldn't score. So we just couldn't score in there, and that's, a credit to their defense, being physical. But we never did score the whole game.
Jesse Edwards and not scoring is something you do not hear often in the same sentence, but it happened on Saturday against Duke. The senior center scored just 5 points in 37 minutes. That's his lowest scoring total since back in January when the Orange fell to 11th ranked Virginia. Jesse had 4 in the loss against the Cavaliers. But an opportunity to bounce back comes right behind me here in South Carolina in about 30 minutes against a team in Clemson that is top 4 in the ACC. Looking at the top 3 defenses, Clemson is in that category as well. Virginia 1, Duke 2nd, and the Tigers 3rd. Everything gets going in about 30 minutes. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock. Be sure to follow my Twitter at Trey_Redfield or at CitrusTV Sports on Twitter for live updates between Syracuse and Clemson.
Trey, Syracuse has won its last 2 road games, so what's a matchup the Orange have to win tonight to make it 3 straight?
We've talked about him a lot, and we're going to talk about him a little bit more. Jesse Edwards has to win the battle down low against P.J. Hall. 2 big men, one for Clemson, one for Syracuse, that are very similar in size, and Hall brings plenty of physicality to the table. Both Hall and Edwards average about 15 points per game, and something that was a struggle for Edwards against Duke was that physicality down low against Kyle Filipowski. If Jesse can find a way to stay physical, take the bumps and bruises, and find a way to score, then he may have the better end on Hall, who's one of the better centers in the ACC.
Now, Jesse Edwards certainly is in need of a bounce back, Trey, but who's an X factor for the Orange who needs to find a way to stay hot tonight?
If you want to talk about X factors, someone that has been dominant all year shooting the basketball is Joe Girard. He has to get it going once again. He scored 21 on Saturday against Duke. That was a game high, and the magic number tonight is 5. When Girard hits 5 or more 3-pointers, then Syracuse is 3-1. Yes, it's a small sample size, but Joe has an opportunity to find that. Knowing it's a pretty good Syracuse crowd here in Littlejohn tonight, if they can get behind him and find a way to get Joe to get going early, then that could be the key for Cuse to grab its third straight road win.
Hey, thank you. We'll be tuning in just a little bit. After the break, we'll have your wake-up weather. Stay with us.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Meet Norm. He lives with anxiety, but with the help of this latest innovation from Be Normal, he can be normal, just like everyone else. With the swipe of a finger, you can project happiness, confidence, machismo. Why settle for being real when you can be normal? The Normal Maker, new from Be Normal. This item doesn't really work because there's no such thing as normal. We're all different. What we like, how our brains work. In fact, 1 in 5 of us live with mental illness. Don't filter who you are. Start by talking to someone you trust. And remember, there is no norm.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Welcome into your wake-up weather. For tomorrow, we're going to see about 34 degrees at 9 a.m. when you're starting to first walk to classes. And at noon, it's still going to be 34. Nothing too cold, but there's going to be a couple wind gusts about 17 to 22 miles an hour. But wind gusts could reach up to 34 miles an hour. And at 6 p.m., when you're probably out and about on Thursday, it's going to be about 36 degrees with a 30% of rain and sleet, just because that winter weather advisory is going to end at 10 a.m. and snow showers are going to be likely at night. But you know, if we want to take a look at what it's going to be outside, it's going to be kind of cold to me, but you know, I would wear 2 layers, hats and gloves, and a winter coat. You know, but what will you guys wear? It's just a little snowy outside, you know, I don't know.
Katie, I thought it was starting to warm up just about a week or 2 ago, and now it seems like we're back into like the dark winters here of Syracuse.
Yeah, I hope it ends soon.
Don't we all? Now, a 2007 first-gen iPhone sold at an auction, get this, over $65,000. The original iPhone in its perfect packaging. Back in 2007, it sold for just $600. Some of the phone's features that were revolutionary back then include a whopping 2-megapixel camera, and at the time, pretty revolutionary, a web browser.
Karen Green, who had sold the phone, says she never opened the sealed box and the box because she knew one day a collector would find it valuable. So guys, I want to ask you guys, what was your first phone and when did you guys get it? I'll start with you, Lauren.
I think mine was the iPhone 6 and I got it when I was starting middle school.
iPhone 6.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I don't think I didn't start with an iPhone. I got like a random like Android phone that I had like I didn't get till 7th grade. I was so mad because all my friends had iPhones. They all got phones before me.
That's unfortunate.
But what about you, Brad?
You're like Ricky Reports with the Android.
Yeah, basically.
For me, I remember all my friends were just getting phones and my parents were like, "You're not getting one for a while." And then Hanukkah rolled around that year. I opened the box and it was an iPhone 4S. And I was beside myself. I did not know what to do.
That adds up.
I was the happiest little kid you will ever see.
With the Apple Watch on now.
Now I've turned into an Apple stand.
Yeah. And Katie?
You know, Tyler, I think I had the same story as Bradley. I think I got the iPhone 3GS, if anyone remembers what that was.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I think I was in 4th grade, just like, you know, for emergency.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's all the time we have today on Citrus TV News.
For more of the latest, you can follow us on Twitter at CitrusTV News or check out our website at citrustv.com.
For all of us at Citrus TV News, I'm Tyler O'Neill.
And I'm Bradley Hoppenstein. Have a good night and an even better tomorrow.
Get a new iPhone tomorrow.